Hey, how's it going, Geklings? It's El Gecko, back again with another YouTube video. This is episode 1 of Titanic Improvements. And basically what this series is it's basically a series where I go onto ROBLOX maps, or worlds, whatever you want to call them, that are basically Titanic, and I play through them, but while I play through them, that's a bit glitchy, while I play through them, I basically explain to you and perhaps the creator of the game, or like the map or thing, the creator of the map, about what they can improve or what could be improved and things in a future update. So length and realisticness, whatever, if that's even a word, I think it's pretty good. The water and the size of it is great. But there's probably a few problems with it as well. For instance, these doors here, look. If you look at them, they are pretty much identically the exact same height. Well, not a little bit taller, but they are pretty much the exact same height as the ROBLOX character. Now, that wouldn't be such a problem if it was a bit taller in a way, but like shorter at the same time. If you know what I mean. It wouldn't be such a problem if, like, perhaps the character was down here. That would have made more sense. But they're just a little bit too you know, identically height. So perhaps see where this coaster is, right? Perhaps maybe making them further up here. Perhaps, I don't know. Maybe sort of extending the height a little bit. And I think that the Titanic is already sinking. That is another little fault of this game, or this map, or whatever you want to call it. Can you see? No, you can't. It's the Titanic sinking. It's already sinking, and I have also just noticed that there are no lifeboats, which is definitely a massive problem, because if you're wanting to get off the Titanic safely without dying, then you need lifeboats, and it's pretty much impossible to get off the Titanic on a lifeboat because there aren't any. So that's definitely a huge improvement that could be done. Perhaps maybe also see what this is here. Perhaps putting it across here, because looking at it, you're easily going to fall off that. So that's another little problem. Also, by the looks of it, only one chimney, funnel, whatever you want to call it, is actually absorbing smoke, not absorbing, but giving out smoke from the black from the top of the funnel, whereas the others, right, they are basically steaming. Whoops, they're steaming basically from whatever these things are here. They're steaming from the little pipe or hole that goes across these funnels. But that's not such a problem. Yes, that's less of a problem than there not being any lifeboats. Also, the Titanic looks like I said earlier, it's already sinking, so let's come off the boat quickly and hopefully not kill ourselves. And let's jump across to here as far as we can, but that way we can get a better view of the Titanic. Looks like we're nowhere near away from it. Oh! Not bad. Okay, I can definitely say that the sound effects are amazing. That's something that they don't really need improving. That is definitely something that's good. Right, so if you look at it, it's already sinking and it hasn't even hit an iceberg. So that's definitely a massive improvement that could be applied. Is perhaps waiting for a bit, making it look like the Titanic is sailing, and make it hit the iceberg, or an iceberg or something. Not dead on, but basically have it so it kind of goes to the right. Look like the iceberg goes to the right and then gets quite close to the sideboard and the right side, and basically have the sound effect of it scraping across, and that would make more sense. And also looks like there's flickering lights. I don't know whether that's a deliberate thing or if it's just a glitch, but I can definitely say it's probably one of the cooler features of this map. I think it might be a glitch, but I think it's pretty good. I really like the way they are flickering. I've just got them Yeah, I do like the way that they are flickering. That is quite cool. But there is a slight problem. It's just the way it's sinking. The way it's sinking is slightly stop motion. And that isn't a massive. That isn't a massive deal about. That isn't like a massive deal or a problem, whatever. It's not a massive problem, but if you want to like make a map or like a Titanic sort of map that seems quite cool, then I would probably suggest maybe smoothing out the animation of it sinking. Because I've been on other Titanic maps, and basically the ship either doesn't even sink or it sinks really smoothly. So, and there is a few maps I've been on. One of them is Classic Titanic, and it's a very good map. I'm not going to lie, it's quite good. But when it comes to sort of style and realistic like the realistic looks, this one is probably one of the best because of the way it looks. It's long. It's the right kind of shadings. It's just overall, it's probably one of the better models on Roblox of the Titanic. But now we've got the black area now. Sort of the lights below the white is now flickering slightly, but that's not, again, not much of a problem. I think that must be some sort of glitch, or it might be real, I don't know. But definitely don't change that. Perhaps change the massively flickering lights at the bottom, but the ones at the top, definitely keep them flickering because that looks really cool in my opinion. And to some people it might be a massive annoyance to them, but for people like me, the feature of the glitch that makes a thing look cool, so like this for instance, that is definitely something worth keeping. So if we look a bit closer, okay, let's go up here. Come on. Alright, if we come a bit further up here and closer, go. Come on, up you go, up you come, up you come. Come on. Boom, there we are. It's a really nice style. Everything's quite nice on it, but like I said earlier, the improvements. Definitely put the boats in, and definitely have the iceberg. Those two are a must-have because that way it makes more sense and why the ship is sinking in the first place. For people who don't know what Titanic is, you probably do because of, you know, it actually did happen. But basically, the Titanic was an Irish or British Olympic ocean liner or Olympic liner or whatever. That basically began its maiden voyage, or her maiden voyage, as they said. I think on April 10th or something. April 10th to April 11th. And basically, it was meant to be sailing from the Southampton or South Hampshire docks. I don't know where that was. I think it was Southampton, or was it Southamptonshire? I don't know. But Southampton, maybe? Southampton, South Hampshire. I don't know, but I'll have to look it up later. But the Southampton or South Hampshire docks. Hang on, let me actually look at it now. Right. So it basically was meant to sail from England, where it was first, first seen. Oh, for a while anyway. It was meant to sail from England to America, but unfortunately, on the 14th of April 1912, what happened was it was going across the Atlantic Ocean, but unfortunately, what happened is because the captain Edward John Smith demanded more speed, it ended up hitting nearly head on to an iceberg, but luckily it didn't. But it did sink the Titanic anyway. Because basically, the Titanic managed to turn slightly, but it wasn't. It didn't turn right, didn't turn quick enough. So it did result in the iceberg scraping across the right sideboard, and then a couple minutes later, it started filling up with water. And yeah, basically this is what happened to it. It started sinking. And it's still at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean now, slowly getting eaten away by this sort of weird sea creature or something. Also, back to the improvements. Here, right, the first funnel here. That obviously, look, if you look at it, it's not fallen, but that's something that's quite important. I think the funnel should definitely fall because it makes sense. Because in the film and I think in real life, it did actually the funnel did fall. The first funnel did fall. But again, the animation of it is pretty darn good. Let's get closer to it actually, so let me get a better view of the whole thing. It's a very nice thing. Also, a shout out to my friend Zach. He's the one who creates some of the thumbnails. I create some of them now myself, but if I'm having trouble with thumbnails, then he's the one who creates them. So definitely go and check his channel out. Also, if you're interested, that's my gamer tag and my Roblox username. So if you want to add me on Roblox or add me on Xbox, you can, I suppose. Also, by the looks of it, that funnel is still smoking from the top, so that should definitely change. That should definitely be updated so that doesn't do that anymore. Guys, basically the idea is I will hopefully try and get my viewers to send the videos on Titanic Improvements to the creator of the map, and hopefully trying to get them to watch it. So then for future updates they can hopefully perhaps take some notice of my suggestions and hopefully make that a possibility. Very good the way it's sinking. When I first saw it actually, when I first saw it in a Stormforce magazine, I thought it was sinking backwards. Like I thought like that area there, so like the stern, that was going upwards, but actually wasn't. I still think that sometimes. But no, it did sink head down first. Oh my goodness, that was good. That was actually amazing. Come on, let's get closer. What happens? Okay. Whoa! Okay, that's good. That is good. That maybe could do with a few improvements still. Also, when it snapped in half there, the light shouldn't have gone out yet, basically, because what happened is it went a bit higher, but it went pretty high there. But I think for a future update for this, maybe if they do have some updates made to this, have it so the stern lifts up higher. That way, it looks cooler when it basically snaps in half or splits, whatever. And have it so, because if you look at it right, it's basically, I believe it's actually starting to sink already. And basically, in the movie, and I believe in real life as well, it didn't sink yet. It basically landed onto, it landed back onto the water level, and then after a while, it started moving. But as you can see, it looks like, I mean, it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. But yes, definitely, it could do with a few updates, definitely. But yeah. The animation of it isn't at all bad. It isn't at all bad, but if you look at it, it's quite a glitchy kind of animation. I'm not complaining exactly, but it's a little bit too stop motion for my liking, if you know what I mean. And maybe that might just be my opinion, but it might just be me. But it's slightly a bit too stop motion. So perhaps for a future update, maybe update it so the Titanic sinks the way it is, but the stern falls vertically, or like level, sorry, and then basically it goes quicker sinking, and while it sinks, perhaps make it so it doesn't stop motion sink, instead it sort of has smooth animation for it. That's the one major problem I have with it, is the sinking animation is just a bit too stop motion and glitchy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they did really well, but definitely for a future update, I would definitely recommend trying to fix that, making it so it hopefully syncs a bit more what's the word? Smooth, that's it. But other than that, it's a pretty good map. But like I said, it could definitely do with quite a few updates. But I'm not complaining. I do like this map. There you go. While it's syncing, as you can see, it's not syncing properly vertically, whereas in the movie and in real life it did. So basically, I think what you should do is you should have it so it lifts up and then stays there for a little bit, and then it goes down. And when I say lift up, I mean like vertically, go right up, vertical. So it pretty much looks like a point in the sky, and then have it so it sinks back down. Like, so have it up there, let it bob there for a bit, and then let it sink down. And perhaps have these sort of screaming in the background, you know, the when it was sinking, and maybe the sinking music of the Titanic. That isn't a major problem, so that doesn't actually need to happen, but I would recommend it. But yes, the way it's sinking is pretty good, I'm not going to lie. The ship's going to suck us down, sorry. Why has it stopped? Oh, and it's still going. This is pretty good, actually, I'm not lying. I like it. Why has it stopped? What? Why has it stopped? What? Whoa! Hello? Why did it do that? There you go, that's a really massive flaw in my opinion. The way it sank, it stopped, and then it sort of respawned. That is another slight problem I've got with this, is I think what you should do is have it so it sinks straight down into the water. 100%. That would make a lot more sense and make... But yeah, other than that, it's pretty good. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed this YouTube video. If you did, then make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you do subscribe to become a Getling today and be up to date for future videos. And if my viewers can somehow get this to the creator, then that would be very much appreciated. And if the creator is watching this, I hope that you at least take a few of my suggestions. I'll see you guys later in another Titanic Improvements episode. Take care.